This is your daily dose of all things royal. Welcome back, my gorgeous, good-looking friends. Happy Entrapment Day. It's been 7 years since Satan entered into the royal family. The Queen absolutely knew that evil was walking into that church that day. And sadly, we are where we are with these two parasites destroying the world. I would have to say this is one of the biggest scams outside of Biden not running the White House of our time. From day one, Catherine knew that this woman was going to be a problem. Yeah, I'd like to point out, when you look back at the psyops, there was never the intention of having the alleged father at this wedding. And I think it was understood by all parties that this was going to be the plan to be carried out. And that included all this drama with Thomas Markle Sr., the alleged father. I am of the belief that the intention was all along to get the future king to walk Meghan down the aisle for historic purposes. The people supporting Meghan who designed this script use race and weaponized it against the royal family. That was so manipulative and dirty, and the Markles had been a part of that, playing the opposition. Anyway, we're 7 years later, and we can't get rid of any of these psychopaths. And what we're seeing now is Meghan and her alleged family are doing everything they possibly can to keep this circus going. You know, here we have Meghan almost on a daily basis putting things out that appears to be trolling William and Catherine. This woman just won't stop to keep the attention on her. And then right on cue, when it's a slow news cycle, then we see the alleged brother and sister come out to keep Meghan's name in the headlines. It literally is like clockwork, and it goes in these cycles. And you can almost predict exactly what they're going to do next. Anyway, today, to mark this 7-year itch of Entrapment Day for Harry, Meghan issues on her Instagram account this wall of photos. And we're going to go through it because I want to point a couple things out to you to show you that this is their way of trying to hold this facade together. But it's going to crumble once I rip this all apart. So starting off with what Meghan writes here at the bottom, it says, 7 years of marriage, a lifetime of stories. Thanks to all of you, whether by our side or from afar, who have loved and supported us through our love story. We appreciate you. Happy anniversary. Raise your hand if you find it weird that they're making this like it's some type of national holiday. Let's start off by asking a very simple question. Who is this post for? Like, is Meghan or whoever is behind this thanking the people who are behind this fictional story that they're trying to drive down all of our throats? I don't know about you, but who really gives a shit about other people's anniversaries for when they got married? Unless it's like a significant milestone to celebrate. Other than that, like 7 years, whoop-de-freaking do. Like, what's there to celebrate? It's been 7 years of nonstop harassment and abuse of these two in the media. There is nothing genuine or authentic about this woman. Just follow me for a second. This is Meghan Markle's Instagram account. It's not Meghan and Harry's Instagram account. It's only Meghan who's posting from here. So one would think that this 7 years of marriage and bliss that she has been experiencing and how in love she is with Harry, one would think that she would at least acknowledge her better half for being a part of this so-called love story and journey. So now what we understand this to be, this is for the public, to sell this facade and keeping this so-called relationship of being so in love and perfect and happy together. Absolutely no one believes this shit because she's working overtime to prove to the world that she has children, that she was pregnant, that her and Harry can't keep their hands off of each other and they're banging like rabbits. Like, nobody believes this. It's so cringe and it's so fake that you can see completely through it. Let's look at some of these photos to show you how hard Meghan is trying to get you to believe that these kids exist, as well as her being pregnant, and as well as taking little jabs at the royal family. Let's begin at the right-hand corner. The first dig that Meghan makes at the family is this crest. And if you notice, what Meghan has done is erase the Windsor side of the crest and leaving up this choking bird with 3 quills that's supposed to be Meghan Markle. One can see that this malicious lying asshole purposely left up an unfinished crest to essentially fade away Prince Harry's side of the family. That's exactly what she's communicating here. But what I find really malicious here is Meghan also erasing any trace of the Spencer side. Because if you look at the finished coat of arms for Harry with this lion and the collar that's around the lion's neck, you'll notice that there's 3 scallops that appear. Those scallops are coming from the Spencer coat of arms. So essentially what Meghan did here was took this sketch, used it as her so-called love, and kept hers up that was fully colored and finished. To me, I find this was such an asshole move by Meghan to subtly remove all of Harry's family away from him. This wretched woman is so determined to take everything away from this man, including his own identity. Anyway, moving on to the rest of these photos, Meghan has the lyrics to Stand By Me put up there. And we see some photos of the train wreck wedding and engagement. And then there's a photo of Harry and Meghan, black and white. And when you zoom in and you look at it closer, you can see that it's clearly photoshopped and it's a fake photo. Well, the dead giveaways that you see here, which is just so ridiculous, are the hands. Like, always the hands are hidden, and Meghan traditionally puts these photos in black and white when she does a lot of editing, especially like when you look at Meghan's face. Like, how awful does that look? Like, I mean, come on, Meghan. Who did you pay this time to do this? Was it Thomas Markle Jr. or Samantha or Nanaki? Like, pay someone professional next time. This looks awful. I'm sorry, but like, it's like so ridiculous. I'm sorry, guys. It is just the lunacy of what is going on here. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, it's truly never a dull day with these two. Anyway, moving on. Next to that photo are some photos that we saw from the Netflix shitflix that they did. Anyway, moving on. Next to that photo are photos from the Netflix mockumentary. From what I gather, it says Botswana, London, Norway, and I can't read what the middle one says, but who cares? Now, when we look at some of the photos below that, it starts to get really interesting. Let me go ahead and zoom in on what I'm talking about. First, let's go ahead and talk about this shit. Meghan wants everybody to believe that she's a mom and that she was pregnant and she had these babies. Okay, let's look a little bit closer. Well, first up, nothing can be trusted by Meghan Markle because she's a liar. And this ultrasound could easily be some ultrasound that she found on the web and made it her own. There's no indication that it belongs to Meghan Markle. And knowing how Meghan lies all the time, there's a high probability that that ultrasound didn't come from her belly. And this woman is so stupid now to go ahead and try to clap back to everybody who doubts that she has had these children herself by putting up a photo that is so dark that you can't make out who it is. And then when you look closer, you see the manipulative games that this charlatan has been playing. Now I'm going to go ahead and also put a filter on it so you can see the creases on the side of that belly to show you that what she's wearing right there is a fake bump. That's not real. Like, Meghan, I need to ask you, considering you have no chest, did you just put this belly back on to take a photo for this vision board to make people think that you were pregnant with Archie? Because nobody believes this. The other obvious thing that I want to point out here is when you go back to the original photo, the belly has this wonderful gloss shine on it. Like, Meghan, how stupid do you think people are? We see with our own eyes. We don't believe you. Does Meghan honestly think this is going to convince the palace that she had these kids via her body? I don't think so. Anyway, moving on to the photo below it of this photo that we're supposed to assume is Archie on May 6, 2019, the day that he was allegedly born out of Meghan's body. Like, what's going on with Harry's nose? Like, someone punched it. He didn't have that mark when he came out and announced to the world that he had a baby boy. Like, how many of you are tired of this bullshittery? But wait for it, it gets better as we scroll down below it on photos of little Betty. Let me show you what's going on here. Again, more of Meghan's manipulation. If you stare at this photo and you look at how Meghan is holding something, you realize how retarded this photo looks now. Meghan has this, we're supposed to assume is a child with one leg that kind of like has no head that blends into Meghan's hand. I mean, like, does Meghan now have lobster claw hands because she has no fingers? Like, what is this? Meghan, please, just be normal. Oh my God, this has got to be the worst photo out of all the Photoshop photos. Like, this is scary looking. Why, Meghan? Why do you do this? Fire whoever it is on your team that put this together because this is all kinds of wrong. Like, I have to imagine that this woman is trolling us at this point because how would you? Oh my God. I just don't know anymore what to say. I mean, this is like next level madness that we're witnessing here. Who does this? But then on top of it, you can't tell us that this is 2021 and want us to believe that you had this other child, little Betty, when you were noticeably fatter and had weight on you because you were taking all kinds of hormones and whatnot, and want us to believe this madness that we're looking at. I can't believe the lengths that they're going through to cover this up because this is truly a scandal. 100% a scandal. And they think the public is so stupid to not see with their own eyes what is going on here. Anyway, moving on, we're supposed to believe that the two children that they have featured there are Archie and little Betty. We're supposed to believe that, but I don't believe that. Apparently, this was in 2022, and from the background, it looks like this was Christmas time. Remember, little Betty was born in June of 2021, so in this photo, this would make her around a year and a half. Does that look like a year and a half old child? I don't know, you tell me. On the left-hand side is an 18-month-old child. Does that look like they're the same size? And then looking at Archie, like, what is going on with him? Every time we see him, he's like the horse of a different color. What color is this kid's hair? Is it red? Is it black? Is it brown? Is it curly? Is it straight? I mean, the same thing with little Betty. Does Betty have orange hair? Does she have blonde hair? Does she have short hair? Does she have long hair? I mean, nothing gives an indication that these two children belong to Harry and Meghan. Nothing at all. Then we have another photo that's also clearly faked. Here in the middle of this whole collage, Meghan and Harry supposedly painting with the kids, but if you look at the size of both of the kids, there's something definitely off. How can Archie be almost the same size as little Betty? And now when you look at Meghan and Harry, their proportions are completely off in comparison to this little table that little Betty and Archie are sitting at. Like, where are Harry's legs? And then also look at Harry. What is he focused on? Because they're not looking at the kids, and it does look like maybe they're painting pumpkins. Harry doesn't look like he is focused on painting anything. Like, what are they looking at? Yeah, and then when you look closer at it, it could very well be an AI photo. Because look at Meghan's arm or wrist. What's going on with the warping there? I mean, this is so painfully bad and so obvious that it's making it worse for Meghan. Hold on a second. We need to go back for a minute. It looks like I skipped over this photo of some child because I was so transfixed with this demonic photo that Meghan had put up with a child with one leg. But looking at this photo, who is that? Like, who is doing this photoshopping and AI generation for Meghan? Because they need to seriously be fired. Like, no one believes you, Meghan. No one believes that these photos are real. No one believes that you're going to all of a sudden now show the faces of your children after you've been dicking around with everyone for the past 7 years. Get out of here. Anyhow, moving on to some of the rest of these photos. I mean, it's more of the same. Nobody really cares to see these two posing. It's not like this is their 50th anniversary where they can look back at when they were young. Like, nobody wants to see this. Who cares? It's your 7th anniversary. Okay, big deal. Why do you have to give it to every media outlet to pollute the media space? And you know, what's really interesting when you look at all these photos with Harry and Meghan, where is Harry holding any of these children? I mean, we see the one with Archie, but where is Harry with both these children? Holding them, playing with them. Okay, they're sitting there in the middle of this so-called collage board painting in a fake picture, but where are the real photos? Like, this is getting really concerning and disturbing that they are doing this to try and keep this facade going. So now as we make our way around the board, I think one of the things that should have jumped out at everybody by now is seeing how Meghan used photos that were from her engagement, from her wedding, from the time that she was a working royal. And what's interesting about that is that Meghan and Harry left in 2020. So there has been 5 years of memories that don't seem to be reflecting on this board. Now, for the family that has caused Meghan so much heartache and trauma, why would you put that back up there to reflect and cherish, to celebrate your 7th year? Like, what happened to all those date nights that you allegedly have, Meghan? The concerts, hanging out with Beyonce and these other celebrities that are going down with Diddy. Like, what about Harry juggling outside while you were doing your 40 by 40? I mean, you should have created so many memories by now that I think it's time you can forget the royal family and do your own thing. You know, it's painfully clear that you want Harry to forget his family, so why do you continue to keep using so-called memories from the time that was so terrible to you? I'll tell you why. It's because Meghan is a miserable asshole. But what Meghan is doing here, it's almost as if she's acting like she got dumped by a boyfriend and showing her ex how much better off she is. You know what I mean? Like, do you really think the royals give a shit about what this woman does? They don't care. They don't even think about this woman. And she's trying so desperately to be noticed by them or to react by them. You know, since Meghan and Harry are trying to memorialize their wedding anniversary, I need to ask, where's Doria in all of this? You know, we haven't seen Doria since the Netflix With Love Meghan that was filmed last year. Like, did they not ask her back? Was her contract not renegotiated? You know? Like, how much longer do we have to take of this? Like, I'm done being the guinea pig in this experiment. I truly am. I mean, seriously, get me off this ride with these batshit crazy people. Like, I don't want to be on it anymore. I think we've all had enough. Anyway, what do you think about Entrapment Day? Do you think all of this is going to come to an end soon, or do you think we'll go on till little Betty and Archie graduate college? I mean, I feel like Meghan at this point is willing to go the distance fabricating photos and videos with AI to keep this facade up. She doesn't want to leave this gravy train that she's got going on here until she can think of something else. You know, when you think about it, Meghan and the whole cast of characters that have been a part of this drama from the very beginning, before we even knew who they were, have been doing this manipulation with the public for the past 7 years. Almost 10 now, if you really think about it. So who's to say that Meghan and Harry wouldn't go another 10 years? I mean, if they're not stopped, I think that they're willing to go the distance on this. That's why Harry and Meghan need to be exposed. I mean, I'm not going to let go of the fact that they have been involved with interfering with the 2020 election. And now with the news of Biden all of a sudden having prostate cancer and it's terminal, things are about to get really weird. And these two have been connected to all of it. But what do you guys think? Definitely leave your thoughts below. As always, I will be back with more content. But until then, please be safe and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Such a fraud.